Switching gears now, we are going to have a conversation with Marissa Gibson Bailey, who is a sport and exercise scientist and a certified exercise physiologist. And we're speaking about the legal considerations when it comes to exercise settings and programming. Good morning, Marissa.
Yes. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Rockets.
Good
How are you guys?
morning.
Great, great. Thank you for joining us again. Looking
Nice.
forward.
I love the conversation this morning about love and caring and being kind to others. It's really,
Yeah.
really important.
So important, you know,
Really, really
and
important. Yes.
again, like everybody's going through their own things, you know. So if you could just be
Yes.
kind to anybody that you meet
Yes.
and you know make their day just a little bit better, you know, we'd live in a better world overall.
Yes, there's a domino effect when you do that.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Jumping into the topic at hand now, what are some of the legal considerations for exercise settings and programs?
Yeah, I always like to talk to the budding professionals, especially those who are studying physical education or wants to pursue a career in sport and exercise science, is that there are critical areas of concern, and you have to talk about the professional-client relationship and the activities that are performed within the confines of that relationship. So you have to stay strictly professional. And when you evaluate it from a legal perspective, you want to talk about physical setting, right? The areas in which the program or activities that you're going to bring forward to these clients are suitable, are appropriate. You want to think of the specific purpose for which exercise services are performed. So you don't want to do exercises or you don't want to provide services that are not suitable or appropriate. And how do you know that it is appropriate? You have to do an intake. You have to do that initial data collection with your client. It's not just walk into somebody's facility
Right.
and you just start exercising. You have to take background information. Isn't that what the doctors do? You have to have that consultation. They must have background information. They must know about you in all form and fashion. Let's say a 360-degree review of who you are, what is going on with you, why you want to do exercise, what is the objective that you want to achieve, right? The equipment that you use is another critical point. The techniques that you apply to these clients, because you won't want, let's say, a 15-year-old come to your facility and you want to do exercises that is going to hamper the physiological and biological development of that individual.
Right.
So you want to be very, very careful, right? The instruction and supervision. You don't want, again, that you have, well, sometimes you see it where you go into the gym spaces and people are doing what they want because they want to do what they want. They don't want anybody to supervise them and instruct them. So all these things create legal issues if you do not pay attention to them. Again, the specific purpose of your exercise service or what service you're providing in the exercise setting, the equipment that you're making sure that it is up to scratch, it is within quality assurance,
Right.
so that there is no injury, right? There's no injury and there's no cause for anybody to have any legal implications. I'm not sure in Trinidad and Tobago if we had or have any legal issues in the exercise setting. But when you do not conform to the standard or standard of practice when it comes to exercise settings, then this could create a lot of issues if we know how to work that legal system.
Well, I know in the cases of gyms, for instance, when you do sign that gym contract and you're going to join a gym and whatever, most times in the fine print, you know, it says, well, the gym and the management is not liable for anything that may happen to persons. But when it comes to the trainer or the physical trainer or the coach or whatever,
Yes.
these things are not automatic as it would happen in a gym. Who, though, I have to ask, who are these legal considerations important for?
For those administering fitness evaluation, exercise testing, engaging in even physical activity counseling, because remember that client professional relationship, you always want to make and be very be very safe in what you're doing in that type of relationship, so that you don't have to cross any boundaries or offend anyone in any way, because it's not how to say, it's not a relationship that is, it's in most cases it's personal,
Right.
right? Hence the reason, you know, if you have a one-on-one, right, and depends on the environment in which you provide these services as well. Those who are directing fitness programs, apparently, especially for apparently healthy individuals or those who have um, non-communicable diseases that are stable. And when I say stable, I mean that they involve taking medications to help
Right.
keep them at a level, but you're also incorporating physical activity as well. So it is for anybody involved in the exercise setting, and it's just for you to be cognizant of it, right? These
Yeah.
legal sensitivities. I know it's not going to be too much relevant in our jurisdiction, but when you go into countries like the USA or Canada, very, very important. You have to have things like a professional liability insurance,
Right.
right? Do we speak about that here? Right? We have to, if you're dealing with individuals and if you understand the impact you're going to have on the human body. I mean, we always take it for granted. Here, I always just exercise. No, I always want, I always feel that professionals in the exercise setting should understand the importance of what they do. And if you have the ability to manipulate the human body, right? And I know you would feel it when you go to exercises, even seeing you guys doing yoga, really nice, right? There is a physiological response, right? And who is responsible for that? Yes, you are for doing it, but
Right.
also the instructor who programs, who prescribes this to have that impact, to change certain things in your body. So I believe that things like professional liability insurance is important to cover the services that you provide.
And what are the factors that may enhance the quality of service provided and client satisfaction?
I think regardless of the situation, sensitivity to these legal issues, adherence to professional guidelines are important. And we talk about risk management in different areas, but also risk management principles within the sports science setting are key factors that would help with client satisfaction and even enhancing the services that you provide.
Now, you mentioned that term there, risk management. Do you think exercise service providers engage in risk management here in Trinidad and Tobago? Risk management
Ooh,
assessment, rather?
right. I think you're asking, do they have initial and ongoing processes to identify relevant risk associated with the delivery of their service? Are they doing that? Are they applying various techniques to eliminate or reduce or transfer risk? Are we doing that? Maybe there are some gyms or there are some agencies that are doing that. You never know. Is there implementation of operational strategies? Do you have an emergency plan that you run through every month to make sure that it's working? Do you have a report system? Do you have processes that you document to make sure that if something has to happen, right? You have an operational system that is going to function that leads you to the emergency parties, which is whether ambulance or the health system based on the scenario that would happen at your location.
Right, right. And quickly before we go, what are some tips for budding exercise professionals regarding legal matters?
This is what I would tell professionals or those who are aiming to get into the exercise setting and want to operate your own business is develop an emergency response plan. You can't go wrong with that. You have it up. You I remember doing an emergency response plan, and you know, if the administration were very serious, you would have that registered with um, the fire section, which is the fire response unit, as well as the police. So you have the different agencies or response agencies. You have to
Oh, yeah.
be
It seems we're
the
losing your sound there, Marissa.
fulfillment of.
Marissa, are you still with us? Marissa, all right.
Hello.
Yeah, we're losing your feed there, Marissa. Marissa?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, great. Yes, please, we are losing your
Yes.
losing your feed there. Yeah, could you continue?
Okay. All right. So maintain credentials. We always talk about that. Maintain your credentials. So if you're in an exercise setting, definitely have your CPR and your first aid accreditation, right? Professional liability insurance. You encourage insurance companies to provide that type of service to you so that you're covered, know and apply in practice. So for example, align yourself with international accredited agencies that have a standard of practice.
Right.
So wherever you go, product that's gonna encourage client satisfaction. So
Right.
those are the key areas or key tips I would give to budding professionals, in the exercise setting, and
Wonderful.
encourage them.
Right.
Align yourself with persons who are well qualified as well, so that you can be mentored and even be better than them um, in your career.
All right. Well, that's a great way to wrap this one up. I want to thank you so much, Marissa Gibson Bailey, for joining us this morning again. And we'll see you
Thank
next
you
week.
so much. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.